Hello, Starseeds. Hope you're all doing well. This is a brief Ascension Energies tarot reading, due to the amount of time I have in my schedule, regarding the Waning Crescent Moon Phase of the ongoing moon cycle that we're currently in right now, from the 25th through the 30th of this November. And this is to continue the new interest I've recently acquired, starting just last month, of performing insightful tarot readings for the First Wave Twin Flame and Starseed Ascension Collective, reading for the more subtle moon phases, you could call them, that many tarot readers or ascension gurus tend to miss out on for whatever reason. If you're new to astrology, or about facts surrounding the more subtle phases of the moon, like I myself am, in terms of my subtle experience, reading for the smaller moon phases we tend to neglect, I always provide viewers information that I've found from the internet pertaining to the phase we're concerned about before getting into the reading, which I've filtered with my intuition and spiritual guidance in order to ensure that we're receiving the right information here. Online, it's stated that the waning crescent moon is a time for surrender, rest, and renewal, which my guides are confirming are all true, but that in addition, it is also here to help us deepen within ourselves in order to understand and get to know ourselves on a more personal level than before, which I'm going to ask we receive help with achieving over these next 4 to 5 days that we have access to its influences. This is a very important part of life to be experiencing if you are a deep-souled, deep-hearted being on the journey of finding salvation, eternal life, and the ultimate fulfillment. So you bet we are going to capitalize on this opportunity and even completely redirect to this station or tune if you are out of frequency with it yourself for a time. I'm also feeling that there are opportunities to receive influxes of light, sort of in this infusion and alchemical type of way, all in quantum time, deriving from past timelines that we've long forgotten about within this current lifetime alone, which will surely do its part to bring you back home, back to simpler times, scratching your head asking yourself, where the hell have we all been? Even making you break down to your knees from the deep emotional return and remembrance of it all. So let's go ahead and ask to receive this now, all throughout our week with it, so that we get to experience this magical event, it even working and offering to heal, rejuvenate, and uplift our spirits, while upgrading our mind, perspective, and behavior patterns to a higher, more conscious, mature, yet still youthful and playful level. More practically, it is the phase that occurs just before the new moon sets in and appears as a thin crescent winding down until it is completely invisible, hence the name, with the illuminating side always pointing east. Each morning, the waning crescent moon rises closer to the sunrise and shows less of its illuminated portion. Fun facts, I know. Now that we've gotten through that brief explanation surrounding what the waning crescent moon is, and even got to learn some pretty valuable pieces of information along the way that we can apply to our lives afterwards, we should begin getting into the mini Starseed tarot reading. When shuffling my deck, whilst trying to find the card that will best support this reading for us first wave Starseeds, the Six of Swords is what flipped out of the deck to grab my attention. Interestingly, my attention is being drawn to the tiny star that sits just atop of the mountain in the distance, towards the right of the boat the young woman stands on, and is coming with major starseed and summit energies along with it. This looks like the perfect testament to our 144 starseed tribe's recent successful ascent all the way back up to heaven in the ethers, ascending back up to 5D while having to get rid of so many things, tethering us to the old paradigm, old Fae in the same process. I actually just saw the word summit in a commercial not that long ago, earlier today, in order to back this huge arrival point, the divine feminine sector of our tribe especially, whether you are a straight or gay male, embodying this divine feminine essence as well, has now reached after all they've had to go through during the Hunger Games ascension process, and before ever even entering in the first place, all tied to clearing out the worst, thickest layers of karma, all illusions, pertaining to the slandering of the divine feminine essence of good-hearted women. So their ride has been wild for sure, in which they are now finally able to get off of for all eternity this time, marking just how huge this is, as these are deeply ingrained spells and curses brought here by the blackest magic and sorcery, threatening the well-being, health, peace, and sanity of every living being, targeting the most precious, innocent, likely to succeed individuals the most throughout the whole operation, which isn't an operation that we've all ended together, with the fair share of energy work we put into the process of getting clean, spiritually fit, and awakened and on top of what's truly going on in the world beneath the surface. For there are way too many signs piling up suggesting that we're all not quite in Kansas anymore. This is what most definitely makes us God's chosen 144 Matrix warrior tribe of hungry, stolen Hebrew Israelites, as we can feel without a doubt the deep pains of history coursing through our veins from a very early age, typically in every single lifetime, I'm being told, telling us how in tune we are with the earth, with the ground, and with what's real on both natural and superhero levels. Hence why we've been signed up for the craziest task of saving the world, our entire universe, and every single universe spanning outward from that. Pretty big deal, huh? However, the colossalness and trippiness of this extraordinary, otherworldly mission that we had to embark on together, leading up to this huge coming together period of the ages, where it will be known and shown to every single being just what we did as Jehovah's Witnesses and special children, will be greatly diminished the more and more we progress into the future and we receive energy shifts that sort of zeroes out or evens out the spiritual warfare we took part in order to ensure that we are able to move on from the past that's also partially illusory and invasive of human privacy anyway, without our consciousness or any speck of our being held back in those old, foreign timelines unnecessarily. Quantum magic, I'm feeling and being told, will also do its part to make it so the traumatic experiences, because they truly are what we've been going through and that's been getting contained by the fairy kingdom this whole time to keep us together and dignified, in which we think so very much, are all erased from our remembrance and identifiable experience in order to help with the moving on process from Satan and Pennywise the Clowns, aka the Beast Systems, centuries long spiritual covert operation, simply because it is not our burdens to bear any longer, especially as human beings. It never truly was at all, really, which is where our promised overflow of abundance, inheritances, royalties, and birthrights comes in the picture in order to make right for any and every single inconvenience we've had to experience, not just in this lifetime we're currently in, but every lifetime prior, where we were getting antagonized by the devil's minions, sometimes even by demonic spirits, just to prep us for our final face-off with the boogeyman and his angels in the period we found ourselves in now somehow. Again, this is all the devil's evil, crooked design that he signed off on about 8 centuries ago, I'm being told, that he selfishly and so stupidly decided to include us in, us pure-blooded Hebrew Israelites, just to see if we had what it took to see as clearly as we think we can, enough to crack his parcel tongue serpent code, see everywhere it's being displayed and worshipped, and then shut it down by exposing it to the public in any way we can, as chosen, dedicated Jehovah's Witnesses that just can't let the world we've come to know and love decay and perish just because a bunch of selfish sleepers doesn't care enough about existence and are missing way too many screws to even put two and two together what's really occurring right now. Be expecting this overflow of abundance to stay true to its name, as I'm being told that it is due to come in through waves, even coming through in the form of miracles that you can't spend like money, meaning these will be more personal miracles that you receive of great healing in order to welcome and usher you back into real life again, restored to the 2.0 version, yet still somehow the original version of the person you're truly meant to be. If it's the new Earth, we have to go big or go home, right? For that's what our special planet has always been good at, gravitated towards, and even somewhat stood for. The star atop the mountain is the message that we Starseeds are now safe from the storm, getting here almost entirely ourselves, that it is safe to now evolve into the Starseed celebrity you've always wanted to become, never even probably knowing it until now for some of you, and a testament that even the tiniest of people can use their voice, power, imagination, and potentials to save the whole damn universe if they care about it enough. We Starseeds are planted atop that mountain for sure, and will always be celebrities. The most natural. In the past, when getting this card, while still in the thick of the warfare, in the process of venturing away from the former enemy on a daily pretty much, it would be reminding our tribe about how much work we still have to do, or warning about any attack soon approaching us that we need to prepare for. However, this time around, as the young woman, wearing the clothes of the Sisterhood of the Rose, stands atop the boat in the pouring rain, it feels as if she is looking down at the crows, symbolizing our former haters, shaking her head at them in the purest shame, seeing them ever so clearly for the entities she already knew they were, using her Sisterhood of the Rose authority and vengeance to harshly judge and crucify them for all their sins, and truly holding on to her luggage with all of her most valuable things, so that the boat can take her home this time, to a land that makes sense instead, for there will be no more sequels to this old tale any longer. And that concludes this mini tarot reading on the Waning Crescent Moon's phase between the dates of the 25th and the 30th, and how it will be affecting our first wave 144 Starseed Collective. Thank you so much for your participation. I hope that you received all of the help, insight, and upgrades you needed throughout. Subscribe if you feel you receive a lot from these videos of mine. Comment down below if you have any questions or would love to chat about what you've gathered here today. Donate to my PayPal if you feel you'd love to commune and say thanks. And I'll be back here with more enlightening videos for the Starseed Collective in the near future. Bye now.